Alright, so I played that round with y'all just because I wanted to see like what was up. So I'm in 4th Infantry Division. I'm a Pointman. Just moved to Designated Marksman. And you guys got good terminology, but a lot of things that you guys are executing are a little off. And just to bring that level of immersion for you, like I want to correct some of those things.
I'm ready.
Alright, so first thing first, like if we go over here to this this double door here for the fucking whatever it is. So earlier I saw you guys practicing a stack where you were doing a 2-gun, trying to go both ways. For this area, since this is a very we call this basically like a glass house almost. It's a super cut and dry area where it's super like simple, but you guys can do this really well. But what happens is when you guys actually get into short rooms or corner fed rooms, those point men start getting real confused because they go to turn left in a corner or turn right, and it's like boom, they're in a fucking wall, and then they instantly sprint back to the right and try to clear the other corner and act like they didn't go the wrong way. The beautiful thing about room clearing, being point man for a while, is that you're never wrong as point man. Like we all know that point man is always right. They don't fuck up. Their decision is the one to make. If you go left and you end up in a short room and there's a wall or a corner and it's real fucking tight, it's not your job to then bounce back across the doorway and try to move up the other wall. Just continue moving up that pathway and giving your guys space behind you to go off of you. If you fuck up, just get out of the doorway. Someone will make the correction for you, and that's perfectly fine. I heard earlier as well you guys were talking about fire team leads being point men. I don't know if other doctrine that's wrong, but at least in what I've learned over the course of time I've been in, that's super wrong. Your most expendable guy is typically your point man, as I was for a long time. But you want the guy who's positive and knows how to read a room before going in to be able to make that decision. If he wants to button hook, does he want to flow, right? What is the path of least resistance? So for a team leader to be in front, you got a lot going through your mind. You're trying to see, is this room big enough for me to call flashbang? Do I need to flood? Do I need to get a nade in there? What kind of space am I working with? As a point man, your only concern should be, I'm holding this fucking door, and when they tell me to go, which way am I gonna go? That's all you're analyzing. You're not taking the time to decide, I need a flashbang up, I need 3 man to do this, nothing like that. So maybe consider switching up your positions in your stack a little bit, and it might make it easier for you to control your actual fire team. So when I saw, I got DC last game, my internet was acting up, but when I was in that beginning, I think it was blue team that took point. So when blue team took point and you guys started the initial attack on the fence, so that's the start of a raid. So we have 3 sectors of an operation when it comes to fucking Battle Drill 6 or raids. We have a code, right? It's silence, violence, and then silence. So when you're on that gate, like the fucking nade barrage looked cool as shit, but you still had the element of your silence phase. You instantly got rid of that, and that caused you to have to do kind of unexpected things, right? You were doing a split team stack on 2 sides of a fence. You were trying to look in left and look right. Obviously, you had a HESCO crate right there, so you were, you didn't know if anyone was in that building. You had to get positive control of that.
No, ADC.
As far as like what you're watching when you're in the stack, that's a huge thing I noticed. A lot of dudes are getting up inside of a stack, and then we're all just looking forward. Like everyone's eyes are on what the fuck is in front of us. Like, I'm so excited to flood in through this gate and fucking get in this compound, start blasting motherfuckers in the face. And that's super fine. But if you want a positive stack, you need your second guy watching forward with your first. Your first man should have a 45-degree angle on their entrance. And then your third man's always watching high, right? He's watching high, he's looking outwards, he's looking for incoming enemy on sides. Your fourth man's got your rear, and if you have a fifth, obviously bounce those numbers back and address accordingly. Aside, dude, I mean, really, that's all I could see, but that's just the real stuff, you know what I mean? And I know not everyone in here is like active. I'm not some fucking like special ops operator, but this is what I've learned from doing shit for a while. And if you start applying these to this mode right here, you might see some like way better fucking experiences. Because I mean, let's be honest, like there is moments when there's clusterfucks, right? Like we all can agree on that.
Yeah.
100%. And there's nothing wrong with that, dude. That's being able to take a step back and say, okay, what are we doing wrong? How can we fix it? And how can we make this more fun? All right. So here we go. So we'll make a rough chart here of kind of what we got going on. So let's see. All right. So let's say we'll make a rough draft here. So that's a really bad brush. Perfect. So we got we'll make our doorway here. All right. And we basically, is there an archway for this hallway, or is it just a long ass hallway?
So the hallway, if you move your mouse up maybe about half an inch, it's gonna end. There's a doorway a little off to your right,
Okay.
and
So
then there's three more rooms almost similar to this exact room with doorways in the same position as that doorway.
got you. So this here is just a long ass hallway, right?
Basically, yep. There's like three room. I want to say like two more doorways in the same place of the initial doorway.
So you're saying we got something like this, where this is our entrance. So we got our fire team out here, right?
Yep.
And then we got a door. So once we go in, we got stairs over here. We got a doorway here, and then we got a long ass hallway right here that's through a doorway. Is essentially what you're saying, right?
Yep, and along that whole left side, we've got open windows, and the doorway on this left side is there's no door.
Okay, got you. Okay, I'm kind of tracking what you're saying here. So we're gonna use dots here as team, and we're gonna assume that just by doctrine, each team is gonna have 4 guys. So we're gonna have our first 4. This is gonna be either our blue team or red team, or what we would call alpha because they're the first ones in. So your alpha team's gonna stack up on this door. Instantly right here, depending on which side you come in from, this is what we call MET TC dependent. It's mission, enemy, time, terrain, civilian considerations. So depending on what MET TC says, we're going to come in on one of these sides. We're going to know where we're coming in. Your point man is always going to hold 45 degrees off of his door, no matter what he's in. Any kind of doorway, 45 degrees. This allows the point man to see positive control of the doorknob if there is one, the handle, and if the door starts moving, he has enough time to get his gun in that fucking doorway and shoot whoever's coming out. So he's going to be watching 45 degrees. Once he does that, our second man is going to be watching long. He's going to be checking for anyone that's going to come around that building, around that corner, anyone who's unexpected. He's going to be watching that. Third man is watching what we call high and out. So he's kind of like, he's looking upwards towards the buildings, but he's also watching everything out here. And your fourth man, in this instance, if it was just the fire team, he'd be watching behind, but you're going to have a squad leader, and then you're going to have your Bravo team, which is 4 more guys. You are not in this situation going to put your Bravo team over here on this side of the door. You can actually have them stack up behind. The reason for this is to basically negate fratricide. We don't want to accidentally have, if someone someone inside gets confused, right? You got enemies in here, okay? Got point man, he can only see about here, right? He's staying positive on this wall because he wants us cover, and he doesn't want to expose himself to this doorway. So if this guy's sitting up here, he can't necessarily see that guy yet. So what's going to happen is these guys are going to move in, and once Bravo team basically floods inside, point man here can see that he's got a pretty clear path right here, and over here is our stairs. So we'll make some shitty ass stairs, right? So he's going to come in, and he's going to say, this is where your team communication comes in, all right? Because a lot of this isn't necessarily meant for him. It's for his buddies and his team leader. So he's going to walk in, and if he moves right, he's going to say, hey, I got stairs right. He's going to post right here at the bottom of the stairs, and he's going to start watching these angles, okay? He's going to be looking up, down, whatever the fuck it is. He's the only one in. He has to do that right now. Second man's going to come in, and he's going to go, yo, I got, either doorway left, I got open doorway left, I got an open area left, whatever it is on his left, he's going to call that shit. Now, what he's going to want to do here, if this was our doorway and we have stairs right here, he's going to go in and he's going to post, being sure not to go past the line of this doorway. Because what he does is he opens himself up to a whole new area that he can't clear on his own. After that, Third man's gonna get a little confused. He's gonna go, "Oh shit, I got two guys really fucking close to me." But by the time first and second man got in, they should also be calling, "Hey, I got a hallway too." If they do that, and these guys can read the room correctly, third man can push even further into the room since it is clear. We have positive control of it, and he can start holding this hallway. At this point, your fourth man typically is going to be holding right here in the door, not in the door, but just inside. And his job is to take all the information that all those guys just said, and he's screaming it to this fire team that's outside over here. So at this point, we're going to have our entire alpha team inside. They're just going to pull security. They're not worried about getting out of the room. They're not trying to rush anything. They're just holding these angles that is dead space. Once this fourth guy can communicate to squad lead, hey, I need Bravo team to either, we need to consider our course of action. Are we going to push down the hallway? Are we going to go up the stairs? Do we want to clear whatever's to our left? Like, what is our next course of action? And what are we trying to do? Why are we here? Are we just clearing the entire compound? Well, we should probably move upstairs if we have an opportunity to do so. So at this point, for me, if I had a stairwell that went upstairs, knowing I had a 2-story compound and I wasn't able to utilize the staircase outside because this was the way I had to go in, I would instantly send this Bravo team up these stairs. So what would happen is fourth man would say, hey, squad leader, I got stairs right. Squad leader would go, dope, bro. That's fucking sick. Fourth man's going to move off this doorway, and he's most likely going to push up and help third man hold this hallway. Or he can move over here and help second man watch this room and get him off that open space and get him in positive cover. So let's say that happens, right? So now we still got our first man holding these stairs. We got third man watching the hall. We got a fourth man watching the hall. And we got our third man still holding positive control of this doorway. Once that happens, squad leader's going to move in. First man's going to go stairs here. And then the entire team is just going to flood up the stairs. And they're going to go get positive control of that second story. Meanwhile, this first team that went in is going to continue to hold this room because it's the only back angle for the team that just went upstairs. If the first team gets upstairs, or the second team gets upstairs, and they have like basically an intersection, so like they have a hallway going left and a hallway going right, then they're going to call that first team up and say, we need to move both ways. Let's basically split off. And you go from there. That's how you would do it. The first team, they're not running in that room. It's very slow. It's very methodical. And they're basically gathering data in their brain. They're working like a really fast fucking computer. And they're trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. Like shooting guys, like obviously very important. But in some ways it's secondary. They want to know, where do I need to go first? And that's your initial breach. Once you get past that, you got a whole squad to work with. You got your intelligence, you got your objectives, civilian considerations, whatever it might be. But you want to get in there and you want to say, where the fuck are we going? Because you don't just want to be stuck in a short room getting blasted through a fucking kill hole or something. So I know it seems messy. Practice it 20 times and you will realize, okay, this makes sense. Just remember, like, you're not fucking Navy SEALs. Like, you're not like running in, sprinting through doorways left and right, like shooting shit. Like, if you actually watch Ranger Regiment clear rooms, like I really like recommend you watch a video sometime from like a top-down angle. Watch how fucking slow they are. Like, really watch how fucking slow breaching is. Because I know in this game, like you got like your fast walk and you got like your sprint feature. Like, don't even use either one, dude. Like, really don't. Like, it is whatever pace you walk like to your bathroom from your desk, that is the pace you're walking to clear a room. You're not running in. So just remember that. Like, that's the reality of things. I hope that kind of cleared some things up. I know that's a really rough drawing of what you said. Still a little confused, but that's about as good as I can get from not actually like seeing the place. So that's what I got. I've drawn on whiteboards so many times. Like, that's about as good as I can get.